Okay, and now I will introduce to you the student speakers. First, we'll have Miss Haley Bayline, followed by Miss Raidia Roden, who will then be followed by Mr. Pierce McGuckin. All of these students, by the way, are members of PA Virtual's National Honor Society, and I'm happy to have them here to speak to you. So, students, please, to the stage.
Good afternoon, friends, family, faculty, and fellow graduates. As I was planning what to say today, I remembered what a friend of mine told me when I decided to leave brick and mortar school. I was told that I would not have the opportunities to be the social butterfly that I am. That's a stereotype that goes around with students who are cyberschooled. People assume we are antisocial and do not have many friends. Well, in the words of American author Wilson Rawls, internet friends are real friends. Within PA Virtual, I have met some of my best friends. If you choose to take the opportunities our school offers by meeting in the chat box in class, the Facebook page, co-curriculars, or the discussion boards, you will excel in your social life. I know for me personally, I joined PA Virtual due to health reasons, and through the years, I have received support in many different ways. That being said, I know I am speaking for all of us when I say being in a cyber school has broadened our horizons in ways that we never imagined. I was inducted into National Honor Society in the 9th grade and have learned how to effectively interact with students through communication, attitude, and work ethic. I've had the opportunity to expand on these traits and gain confidence as an individual. Within this organization, my passion for volunteer work has grown, and I learned the value of giving back to the community. National Honor Society alone has over 1,000 hours of community service. This year, I've had the honor of holding the secretary position in National Honor Society and have had the opportunity to improve my writing skills, problem-solving techniques, and how to prioritize. One of the clubs that has influenced my life the most has been Student Council. I have held numerous offices within the club, and this year I've had the privilege of being Student Council president. I have had the opportunity to be the voice of the student body and develop leadership skills by organizing and carrying out school activities and service projects. Some of our accomplishments as a whole have been Leadership Week, Spirit Week, and Armed Forces Day. Leadership Week, which was a combined effort of National Honor Society and Student Council, hoped to instill the virtue of helping others through the community and encourage students to recognize they can change the world, no matter how big or small the action. Our Armed Forces Day project was to collect letters to send to our troops overseas. By organizing these events and projects, I have learned to work effectively in groups outside of my typical circle of friends, including those with different backgrounds, experiences, and knowledge. Being in a leadership position has taught me a lot of patience, improved the way I manage my time, and has given me the chance to connect with fun, talented, and creative individuals. While there are many positive reasons on taking on a leadership position or even joining a student organization, I believe the greatest benefits are discovering your passions, enhancing your school experience, giving back to the community, and engaging with a diverse group of people who will soon become some of your best friends. The most rewarding aspect of being involved within the student body has been meeting each individual student and learning what makes us unique. Although our academic experiences within PA Virtual are vital, being involved in our clubs allows the student body to become more well-rounded and prepared for our future. Joining a student organization presents many opportunities to learn more about yourself, your goals, and your strengths. You have the opportunity to learn from other students and contest your current knowledge. In the long run, you find out what you are good at and how to utilize those skills. A student organization also helps build a network of people, including getting to know the faculty and administration in a different setting. I know I am speaking on the behalf of the student body when I say we are a very close-knit group of people. Whenever someone is struggling, there is always a helping hand to get them back on track. We are a group of inclusive, supportive, caring, and outgoing students, and I am beyond grateful to say I have been in PA Virtual and have had the chance to spread my wings as a social butterfly. Being in a cyber school has given us the possibility to make lasting friendships. As English author Joanne Harris said, "The interesting thing about the internet is that it has created a kind of alternative friends of people. And the friendships we have made here at PA Virtual will last a lifetime." Now, as this chapter of our life comes to an end, we tend to look back on our experiences, the people we have met, and the memories we have made. No matter the direction life takes us, we have formed a solid foundation to excel in what we choose to do. I would like to take a moment to thank our teachers, family, and friends for helping us become the people we are today. Without you, we would not have the building blocks to shape our destiny. Also, I would like to thank PA Virtual for giving the student body the opportunities to create these friendships and prepare us for what life has in store for our futures. As we leave here today, I would like you all to remember a quote by former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." So congratulations, graduates. We did it.
Yep. All right. Good afternoon, graduating class of 2017, faculty, staff, learning coaches, families, and friends. Today is a very special day for all of us, but a few weeks ago, I was not going to attend today's graduation. I didn't quite understand the difference between receiving my diploma at the end of graduation or receiving it in the mail. But after a few days, I realized that that walk across the stage is a time of reflection for all of us. As your name is being called, you'll take a moment to look out into the crowd. You'll spot your family cheering you on. You'll see students you spent years with, waiting for their name to be called. You'll look at teachers and staff, such as Mrs. Alcaro, Mrs. Maddox, Mrs. Elsheriff, and Mrs. Hurley, and you'll reflect on the experiences you've had in their classes. For example, the times I've sung horribly, might I say, in Mrs. Alcaro's English 1 class, the time I started the biology study group in Mrs. Maddox's biology class, the time Mrs. Hurley made algebra so fun, and the time I got to meet her for the first time at Keystones. And last but not least, the time I've called Mrs. Elsheriff countlessly in my sophomore and freshman year to get her to change my courses and increase my course load. I can still hear her now. Every time I'd come to office hours, which was nearly every Friday, she'd say, "Hi, Raidia, how may I help you?" And I can tell by the tone in her voice that she was tired of me. But she wasn't. Every time I came to office hours, she was always very helpful. She always asked me what my goals were for the future, and she always helped me accomplish those goals. That's one thing I'll miss about PA Virtual. It's rare that you have teachers and guidance counselors who genuinely want the best for you, who challenge you in their classrooms while also pushing you to go further in your personal life. Like many of you, I've been a student at PA Virtual for a very long time. I transferred here from my brick-and-mortar middle school in 6th grade because I had to receive orthopedic surgery. It was pretty scary, being in an unfamiliar place, not being able to walk down the halls, not being able to play freeze tag with your friends. But the one thing that I admired is that PA Virtual gave me the flexibility to work on my schoolwork while also being in the hospital recovering from surgery. After finishing 6th through 8th grade with PA Virtual, I wanted so badly to transfer to a regular high school, but I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. High school is a time to plan for your future, whether you're going to college far away, close to home, entering the workforce, or going into service. Your high school experiences work to make you a better person. In 8th grade, for the first time, I was able to make the decision of a lifetime, choosing my high school courses. When I seen the list of options, electives such as psychology, sociology, creative writing, and many more, I wanted to take them all my freshman year. But I remember thinking no matter what classes I took, I had to take something to help plan for my future. So in 9th grade, I took personal finance, and in 10th grade, I took public speaking. During my 9th grade year, I discovered a program, one of the most amazing programs that I've ever discovered, the Early Graduation Program. For those of you who may not know, the Early Graduation Program is a program that allows dedicated 10th grade students the ability to graduate 1 year early. In June 2016, I was accepted into this program, and here I am today. When I was accepted into this program, I wrote down a list of goals that I wanted to accomplish before graduation. Some of them included learning how to sing better for the PA Virtual Talent Show, getting accepted into my dream college, and getting into National Honor Society. I accomplished 2 of those things. The first one was singing better. I entered the talent show, and I sung Hallelujah, and I could tell by the amount of virtual applauses that I did accomplish my goal. The second was that I was accepted into the National Honor Society. I was inducted this fall, and I was also elected vice president. This year has taught me some very valuable lessons. Sometimes in life, things do not go the way you want them to go. In fact, this past semester, I had senioritis. Yes, virtual students get senioritis as well. I didn't get into my dream school. I was overwhelmed, and I still had to be a National Honor Society student and demonstrate scholarship, leadership, and service for my peers. But here I am, standing here in front of you all, and I'm honored and blessed to say that I have made it. There's one thing that my cousin told me while I was on the phone with her, and she said, the turtle and the rabbit were racing. Who won? At first, I thought it was a trick question, and neither of them won the race. But then she said, the turtle won the race. And I just stayed quiet on the phone for a little while, and then she repeated it. She said, the turtle won the race. And then she explained to me how the turtle won the race. She said the turtle was consistent. It never looked at the other lanes. It just kept looking at the finish line, knowing that that was its end goal. Graduates, I say that to say, life is a race. Don't be the rabbit, be the turtle. Be consistent. Always set goals for yourself and be consistent in accomplishing those goals. Never worry about how the runner or the student next to you is doing, because just like the turtle and the rabbit, you two are different. There's no 2 people on this earth the same. For me, my end goal was to graduate high school early. For many of you, it may have been different. I know that I had to be consistent and double up on classes, take my ACT and SAT exam 1 year early, and have great leadership in and outside the classroom to accomplish my goal. Sometimes in life, you will feel like you have failed, but you take those experiences, you learn from them, and you will finish the race. Graduates of 2017, congratulations, we've made it.
Thank you. My journey with PA Virtual began in 5th grade. You see, the kids in my local elementary school did not understand me. My teachers were worried about me, especially my special education teacher. I was diagnosed with Asperger's when I was 4 years old. I struggled socially and had trouble focusing, most notably during math class. Each day I came home, my mother asked me, "What did I learn today in math?" I could never answer her, because I did not know. She then had to teach me lessons every day before I could do my homework. My mom was my learning coach before she even became my learning coach. So it came as no surprise that my parents sought out another educational option for me. Thankfully, they came upon PA Virtual. That first year was a blur. The academics were challenging and rigorous. In her first year as a learning coach, my mom was a nervous wreck. But the hard work paid off. By the end of May, we were finishing our first year of cyber learning. My mother and I clearly recall that I turned to her and said, "Mom, you are awesome." I got it. At 10 years old, I understood the value of what we had just accomplished that school year. Year 2, 6th grade, was with Mrs. Park and Mrs. Willits. The school obtained a STEM grant, and my group worked with NASA, and we were even assigned our own NASA scientist. We had a blast doing science experiments on the webcam. At the end of 6th grade, my brother and I worked on our very first science projects. I took home second place with my project, The Effects of Different Liquids on Tooth Enamel. My mother needed to procure many teeth in order to perform this science experiment. So she had to get creative and ask the tooth fairy, quote unquote, for samples for my project. She came through for me again, and I took home second place. As I recall, my assistant principal, Mrs. Weinberger, was equal parts intrigued and horrified. She could not wait to go home and brush her teeth. That had to have been my favorite year at PE Virtual, and what a strong way to end the year. The dreaded junior high years of 7th and 8th grade were anything but. I had great friends at PE Virtual that I had met at outings, and I was able to play middle school football and track in my local school district. My mom spent many days driving me to sports, coming to watch every game and track meet. She was not only my learning coach, but also my biggest cheerleader. My dad coached our roller hockey and ice hockey teams, making my social experience more comfortable. I was even voted by my peers assistant captain of my 8th grade ice hockey team. High school became a true challenge for me. We moved counties and I started playing high school football for a new township. I knew no one. The kids on the team were relentlessly annoying and unkind. They were not very accepting of that homeschool kid. Thankfully, I joined track that year and the next. In fact, I met my 2 closest friends playing sports. They accept me for who I am. I've worked hard these past 3 years, and with my parents' support and encouragement, I'm able to graduate a year early and stand before you today. As part of the early grad program at PA Virtual, I was required to do a senior project, starting in junior year. For the past 12 years, my mom has been volunteering with a nonprofit that aids families with cancer. So of course I wanted my senior project to benefit the Breathing Room Foundation. With my learning coach's mentoring, she showed me how to organize and execute a 4-day fundraising event. We were able to hold everything at Peddler's Village, a nearby shopping village in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. My creative mother and her equally creative friends helped me pull off a paint night and a wine and cheese event, all donated by local shops. My mom showed me how to approach and ask others for help. Her artisan friends donated huge amounts of their art for raffle baskets. After 4 days of events and shopping, I raised over $2,200 for families affected by cancer. My learning coach taught me true life lessons through my senior project. My last semester at PE Virtual has probably been my most challenging. My greatest struggle in all my years of schooling can be reduced to 3 words: advanced placement calculus. A little more than a month into my final semester, I pleaded with my mother, please, can I drop AP Calculus? Up to this point, my learning coach did not interfere heavily with my high school teachers. She stepped back during my high school years and gave me the wings to let me fly on my own. This was the first time I was stuck. Calculus was not clicking. My learning coach went to bat for me. She called my teacher, Mrs. Goodwin, and learned that I was doing very well in the class, despite how I felt. I felt Mrs. Goodwin did not want me to drop the class. My principal, Mrs. Boali, spoke with my learning coach as well. She had great faith in me and also did not want me to drop the class. They believed in me and felt I had an amazing support system to help me get through it all. I will always remember what Mrs. Goodwin wrote on that test I struggled with so much. You are doing great. With the work that you are putting in, you will never disappoint me. Thank you for believing in me, Mrs. Goodwin, and my principal, Mrs. Boali. My learning coach really pushes me and expects 110%. That said, her motto is work hard, play hard. This is where Knoebels comes in. Every year, we have looked forward to the end of school outing at Knoebels Amusement Park. My mom woke us up at what felt like the crack of dawn and drove us 2 hours up to the Poconos so that we could caravan behind Mr. Ford and Mrs. Ramos, our 2 middle school teachers, to the best outing of the year. Mr. Ford taught us the ways of the bumper cars. We were even learning while we were playing. We discovered that my mom was very competitive when it comes to the bumper cars, and so was Mr. Ford. She embarrassed us with each bam she screamed as she hit every car she passed. Mr. Ford and my mom were ruthless when it came to those bumper cars. They never gave up. Their persistence and fierce determination inspire us all and are good life lessons. Thank you to my parents for believing in me. Thank you, PA Virtual, for providing me with school choice. And lastly, thank you, my learning coach, for being there with me every step of the way. When it comes to being my tireless advocate or my devoted cheerleader, you are at the core of why this model works for me, and I am honored to have you at my side today. As my fifth grade self once said, and I say again, Mom, you are awesome. I love you with all my heart. Congratulations, class of 2017, and thank you for listening.
Wow. That's all I could think about when I was listening to these three fine examples of students at PA Virtual. They're awesome. Let's give them another round of applause. And parents, what you're about to see is that it doesn't end here. The next speaker came from PA Virtual and is a 2013 graduate. And what you'll see is that these students have done well while they're at PA Virtual. And that's a perfect grounding for them to continue on in life and succeed in life. And so with that, I present to you our alumni speaker, Ms. Kyra M. Lewis.
Good afternoon, graduates, class of 2017. It is an honor to look out into this audience and see the next generation of the newest upcoming successful leaders in our world today. This day that you all have embarked upon signifies the embracing of the next chapter of each of your lives. This is only the beginning to a triumphant path that you will walk upon, building up to your never-ending successes. You are all the future. This is your world, and this is your journey, and it starts now. Let's have a round of applause for all the graduates and for yourselves as I commend all of you for your great accomplishments and your new beginnings. Four years ago, I once sat in this auditorium in my cap and gown where you all are sitting today. I was thinking many things, especially if I had the tassel on my cap on the right side. I was beyond anxious and nervous, patiently waiting for the moment they called my name to receive my diploma. The moment the diploma entered my hand, I knew that my journey was just beginning. I was a part of PAVCS for 8 years. I was enrolled in PAVCS starting from the 4th grade and graduated in the 11th grade at the age of 16. I am now 20 years old, recently an early graduate from Penn State University with my bachelor's in psychological social sciences and minor in human development and family studies. These two accomplishments were my biggest accomplishments that I held proudly in my heart on the day of both of my graduations. However, it was more than just being proud those days. It was being thankful unto PAVCS and the great support of my family. PAVCS is known for their reputation of providing students with a focused learning that abundantly contributes to the students' academics and their educational and personal successes. Before I attended PAVCS, I was enrolled in private schools. Shortly after being enrolled in PAVCS, I noticed that the private schools I attended, I wasn't receiving that one-on-one experience with my teachers, the help that I needed academically, or the academic skills that would help me excel. When I attended PAVCS, I was given all that and more. They gave me growth and pushed me higher. The style that PAVCS has is beyond admirable. The teachers not only work closely with their students one-on-one, but they become mentors to them as well. I'm gonna try not to cry on this next part. At PAVCS, I've had many great teachers and mentors. However, there is one that went above and beyond. My fourth grade teacher, Miss Cynthia Jones. Miss Jones was no ordinary teacher, she was extraordinary. Not only did she devote her time to assist me throughout my academics, but she also did on a personal level. I am a piano player and a singer, and I have been playing the piano for over 11 years now. At the time when I was in 8th grade, my mother, Sophia, had enrolled me into a piano school called Jacobs Music. Every year, as a token for their student players, they would have a piano recital where their students would perform. My mother and I shared this information with Miss Jones about the recital, and we invited her. On the day of the recital, as I looked behind me in the audience, there she was, sitting in the next row with my family. Now, just to all let you know, the traveling distance that Miss Jones had to travel was a lot. It wasn't a just around the corner kind of drive. She went the distance. For me, her student, that she supported and helped. I don't know about you all, but the teachers here at PVCS aren't just teachers. They are craftsmen and craftswomen. They continually build their students up with every step they take. They support and believe in the students, filling them with faith and power to watch them soar and become more than who they were yesterday. Thank you, PAVCS, for having a network, strong, resilient team of teachers who supports their students in all and everything that they do. I believe that everyone is born with success. Success starts with life that is given to all of us, and when you have life, all things are possible. Graduates, each of you today wears the letter S on your chest. No, I'm not talking Superman. But I'm talking something way much better, and that is success. You have succeeded to this brilliant milestone in your life, and guess what? It doesn't stop here. It will continue on and on each day as you continue to live. If you have life, live it. With your voice, use it. Never be afraid to speak or take a step forward. Be ready, be strong, and be you. I created my own organization at Penn State called the Beauty Club, which stood for Be Everlasting and Unique to Yourself. My organization was for all people to see the beauty within themselves, inner and outer, yet loving who you are, loving your uniqueness and loving you. Know that there is no one in this world like you. There is only one you, a you who is unique with their own style of their individuality. Be you, be unique, and remain confident in your steps. Advice I give to all is to always be involved. Wherever your life takes you, whether it's college, trade school, job, military, entrepreneurship, always jump in at those opportunities that is there before you. That's what I did, and I will always continue to do. It's okay to be unsure, scared, or hesitant at first. We're human, that's what we do. But once you continue to build yourself up, tell yourself that you can do it, and believe that you can. All things become possible. A self-quote that I gave myself beginning my freshman year of college was, if you give yourself 50%, then you get 50%. But if you give yourself 100%, you will get 100. This means to do your best, and if you know that you have given your best, then you have already succeeded. I used to doubt myself a lot, and I would tell myself, the moment you begin to doubt yourself, you have already failed. Graduates, in whatever it is that you do not doubt. Give yourself the chance, the faith, and the willpower to say, I can. Know that in this world that we live in, it's limitless. You can reach and soar for whatever you dream of. With perseverance, dedication, and motivation, all success can be yours. Believe in you, just as PAVCS has believed in each and every one of you. As I stand before each of you all here today, I believe in you too. It brings joy to my heart to look out and see the future of the world and how much stronger it will be because of you all here today. Each of you carry the torches as you make your paths to becoming more than who you were yesterday, remaining unique, representing your individuality, being forever confident, striving with perseverance, and keeping motivation and a purpose deep within your heart. And lastly, be you in everything that you do. Graduates, congratulations. This is your day. Be proud. Let this day be the anchor to drive you further and farther as you embark upon your new beginnings. To the parents of the graduates, supporters of the graduates, and PAVCS faculty and staff, take this moment with applause to look around you and take in the beautiful presence of the students that's here before us, who you all have worked hard to empower, mentor, teach, uplift, and shape into leaders and successors. Know that this is only their beginning, and their greater is never ending. As I conclude once more, congratulations. I wish you all the best upon your next endeavors, and I know you will all be amazing, great. Why? Because today you have all become more than who you were yesterday. Thank you.